There is a quiet weight you carry inside, though few see it. It sits in the space between your heart and your thoughts, a gentle, unspoken longing. It whispers that life is happening somewhere else, somewhere beyond your reach, and yet you wait, waiting for the world to grant you permission to step forward, waiting for circumstances to align, waiting for some unseen hand to say, "Now is your moment." How many mornings have you woken with that same heaviness, hoping the sun would shine differently on your life, wishing the winds would favor your journey without you taking a single step? And in this waiting, days slip through your fingers, one after another, leaving behind only the faint echo of what could have been. And yet, listen closely. Nothing outside you can grant you what you already carry within. Marcus Aurelius, who faced storms far greater than ours, plagues, betrayal, the weight of an empire, reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength, not borrowed, not dependent on circumstance, but deep and unshakable, waiting for you to claim it. The moment you stop waiting is the moment everything begins to shift. It is not an event announced by the world, nor a signal from the heavens. It is a quiet awakening inside yourself. To stop waiting is to stop hoping for life to bend to your wishes. It is to see clearly that the world will not pause for you, that no one will hand you the exact opportunity you envision. But this is not despair, this is liberation. For in the absence of waiting, in the surrender of expectation, you discover the freedom to act, to move, to build. Seneca teaches us that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And preparation is not something the universe grants, it is cultivated within. It is the deliberate discipline of your mind, the patience to endure discomfort, the courage to face what you fear, and the wisdom to act when the path is unclear. Imagine a river, silent in its patience, carving valleys through stone, not by force, but by the relentless act of flowing. You too have the power to flow. Waiting is stagnation. It is holding your potential in suspended animation. And yet when you stop, when you move even a small step with clarity and purpose, the current begins to carry you, and the world, for all its chaos, aligns with your motion. It is not magic. It is the natural order of effort meeting opportunity, courage meeting circumstance, and inner strength meeting the challenges of reality. And so, in your quiet moments of doubt, when fear whispers that you are not ready, remind yourself, readiness is not a state the world provides. Readiness is forged in the steady rhythm of action, in the repeated choice to rise even when the outcome is uncertain. Each small act of courage, each moment you refuse to wait, becomes a stone in the foundation of your life. The mountain does not grow overnight, and neither does the soul, yet both are shaped by the unceasing attention to small, deliberate acts. If this video is creating an inner change within you, gently hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment "I will follow this in my life," and share this message with others who may need it. And now, take a breath. Feel it move through your chest, steady and calm. This is not a call to frantic motion, but to deliberate, conscious engagement. To stop waiting is not to act without reflection. It is to act from a place of grounded awareness, to align your will with your purpose, and to carry yourself with dignity, no matter how the world responds. Consider the trees in winter, stripped bare and exposed. They do not plead for spring. They do not wait for warmth to descend. They stand patient, resilient, rooted in the earth, drawing strength from within, and when the season turns, they are ready. So too must you cultivate patience alongside courage, and independence alongside resilience. The courage to act alone is not a loud or dramatic courage. It is quiet. It is the kind that does not seek applause or validation. It is the courage that whispers in the night, reminding you that your value is not determined by who stands beside you, nor by the approval of the crowd. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Here lies a profound guide. Your integrity, your moral compass, is yours alone to honor. And when you stop waiting for the world to give you permission, you begin to live in alignment with that inner compass. Self-respect grows in this space. It grows not from achievements, not from titles or wealth, but from the deliberate choice to act rightly, to honor your own principles, and to refuse compromise when it would diminish your essence. The world will test you. It will try to draw you into doubt, fear, and hesitation. And yet, the moment you no longer wait for external signals, the moment you trust the clarity of your own mind and the steadiness of your own heart, you stand firm. Seneca reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. True freedom is not an absence of challenge, it is the mastery of your response to every challenge. In the stillness of your mind, you will notice a subtle shift. A fear that once felt unbearable begins to lose its power. The anxiety of waiting, the heaviness of uncertainty, dissolves as you realize that waiting itself has been a weight you need not carry. Patience is not inaction, it is the conscious cultivation of calm while you move forward, the understanding that life unfolds in its own rhythm, yet you may shape your path with each deliberate step. The Stoics speak often of enduring hardship with dignity. But here is the deeper truth. Endurance is not merely tolerating life, it is engaging with it fully, even when the outcome is unknown. Consider the stone cast into a river. It does not resist the water. It does not demand the river to flow differently. It surrenders to the current, yet its presence changes the flow. So too does your action, once freed from the paralysis of waiting, begin to shift the currents of your life. Every choice, no matter how small, becomes a ripple that shapes the world around you. Each act of courage, each refusal to postpone your own growth, alters the landscape of your existence. And even if others do not notice, even if recognition never comes, the transformation within you is profound and enduring. There is power in solitude, a power misunderstood by those who fear being alone. Solitude is not loneliness, it is clarity. It is the chance to hear your own mind, to test your intentions, and to build resilience in the absence of distraction or noise. Marcus Aurelius often retreated into his own thoughts, finding in them the strength to govern an empire and to endure betrayals, losses, and plagues. He knew that the world will always demand your attention, but it cannot supply your wisdom. That you must cultivate quietly, patiently, and resolutely. If this video is creating an inner change within you, gently hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment "I will follow this in my life," and share this message with others who may need it. And now, as you breathe, feel the grounding of your own presence. The moment you stop waiting, you begin to inhabit your life fully. You step out of the shadow of uncertainty and into the light of deliberate action. You understand that setbacks are not failures but lessons, that delay is not denial, and that the passage of time does not weaken you, it refines you. The world may not bend to your desires, but you can bend yourself toward mastery. You can cultivate the patience to endure, the discipline to act with clarity, and the courage to move forward alone, knowing that the only authority you require is the one within. Life has a way of testing our resolve at the moments we least expect. It whispers that it is not yet the right time, that patience must be measured in waiting, that our efforts are premature, and yet, in these very moments, a quiet truth rests within your awareness. The right time is not a gift the world gives, it is the moment you choose to act. To stop waiting is not reckless impatience, it is the conscious decision to inhabit your life fully, to recognize that the universe does not conspire against you, nor does it pause for you, but it moves, always moving, and in its motion you may flow with it or be left behind. Resilience is born in this recognition. It is forged in the repeated acts of standing, even when doubt and fear press upon you like a heavy fog. The Stoics speak often of preparing for the worst, not to invite despair but to cultivate readiness. Seneca advises, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The fear of waiting, of what may come, is often more paralyzing than the reality itself. When you stop waiting, when you take that first deliberate step, the imagined weight begins to lift. You realize that life does not crush you, it simply asks you to meet it with strength, clarity, and dignity. Emotional discipline is your compass here. It is the steady hand that keeps your heart from being swayed by circumstance. Life may be unpredictable, chaotic, or even unjust, but within you exists a domain untouched by turmoil, your mind, your response, your choice. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. To act without being driven by fear, to choose without being driven by hope alone, is the essence of freedom. In these choices, waiting loses its grip. Waiting is often a form of emotional dependence. We look outward for validation, for timing, for permission, and when we step into our own authority, that dependence dissolves. Picture a lone ship in the vast sea. It does not wait for the currents to carry it exactly where it hopes. It navigates by the stars, by its instruments, by the skill of the crew. Even if the seas are rough, the storms may rage, waves may crash, and the winds may shift unexpectedly, but the ship moves, deliberately, with knowledge and purpose. So must you. Waiting is the drift of indecision. Action is the conscious steering of your life. You may not control every external force, but you can master your navigation. And here lies a subtle, transformative moment. When waiting ends, time itself seems to rearrange. The tasks that loomed like mountains begin to feel like manageable steps. The fear that once paralyzed your will softens. The people, the circumstances, and the opportunities you had imagined as essential suddenly align with your motion, not because they were waiting for you, but because you have begun to move. You have stepped into the current, and the current carries you. This is not magic, it is natural law. Effort meets opportunity. Courage meets circumstance. Action meets consequence. The world has always been moving. You simply needed to move with it. If this video is creating an inner change within you, gently hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment "I will follow this in my life," and share this message with others who may need it. Now, pause and breathe. Feel the steadiness of your own being. In this quiet center, understand that the moment you stop waiting, you reclaim your life. You discover that patience is a companion, not a chain, that independence is not loneliness, but clarity, that resilience is not resistance, but fluid engagement with reality. You begin to act from a place of inner authority, trusting your judgment, honoring your principles, and moving forward even when no one stands beside you. This is the path of the Stoic, to live fully, not in the shadow of circumstance, but in the radiance of self-mastery and conscious choice. There comes a quiet turning point, subtle and almost imperceptible, the moment you realize that waiting has been the heaviest burden you carried. And in this moment, everything shifts, not because the world has changed, but because you have. The river does not change its course for you, yet when you step into it with resolve, the current begins to carry you forward. The moment you stop waiting, you awaken to the rhythm of your own life. You see that delays were never denials. They were invitations to grow, to prepare, to strengthen your spirit. Resilience, once cultivated, now becomes an ally rather than a shield. You begin to navigate life with awareness rather than fear. Challenges no longer appear as insurmountable walls, but as steps in a landscape you are capable of traversing. Marcus Aurelius reflects on this truth when he writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every difficulty, every hesitation, every not yet becomes a guide, a teacher, a stepping stone." The world does not gift these lessons lightly, but in their presence, the courageous find mastery. Emotional discipline now reveals its deeper power. In the stillness you have cultivated, you observe the turbulence of your thoughts without being swept away. Desire and aversion no longer dictate your movements. You understand that impatience and anxiety are only fleeting shadows, dissolving in the sunlight of deliberate action. To stop waiting is to reclaim your mind from the tyranny of circumstance. Seneca reminds us, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." How many hours have you lost imagining the worst, postponing your own life because you feared it would not be perfect? Today that hesitation ends, and independence blooms, not as isolation, but as clarity. To act without seeking permission, to stand without needing applause, is a radical liberation. The world may doubt, resist, or misunderstand, but your integrity is untouchable. You do not bend to expectation, you bend only to principle. You see yourself not as a passenger in life, waiting for signals, but as the captain of your own ship, navigating the seas with steady hands, clear eyes, and a heart aligned with purpose. The transformation is quiet, yet profound. The steps you take begin to ripple outward, touching circumstances, people, and opportunities. Nothing is forced. Nothing is rushed. Action guided by clarity, integrity, and courage resonates. The world meets you where you are, and even if recognition never comes, even if the path ahead remains uncertain, the life you live is yours, undiminished, authentic, and unshakable. If this video is creating an inner change within you, gently hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment "I will follow this in my life," and share this message with others who may need it. Now pause, breathe deeply, feel the steady rhythm of your own heart. Let the understanding sink in. The moment you stop waiting, you step fully into your power. You learn that patience and courage are companions, not opposites. You discover that every delay was a teacher, every challenge a guide, every solitary moment an opportunity to cultivate mastery. The Stoics remind us that life's value is not measured in comfort or certainty, but in virtue, wisdom, and deliberate action. By choosing action, you honor yourself. By stepping forward, you honor life itself. And so, move with confidence, stand with integrity, act with patience. Trust that the universe does not owe you its timing, but you owe yourself the courage to live fully now. Resilience will carry you through storms, clarity will guide your choices, and emotional discipline will anchor you when the waves of life rise. The moment you stop waiting is not merely a point in time, it is a state of being. It is the awakening to the truth that your life begins in this instant, not in some imagined future, not in someone else's approval, not in circumstance, but in your deliberate, conscious choice to inhabit it fully. Breathe again. Feel it settle, calm, grounded, steady. Life is no longer something you await. It is something you embrace. The river moves, the winds shift, and now so do you. And now, as you sit with yourself quiet and aware, understand this: life does not wait. It does not pause to ask if you are ready, nor does it bend to your desires, and yet in its impartiality lies a profound gift, the gift of agency, the gift of choice, the gift of your own awakening. The moment you stop waiting, you claim that gift. You step into the present with intention, with clarity, and with courage. The world cannot grant it to you, only you can. In this awakening, you discover the timeless Stoic truth. Your life is measured not by circumstance, but by virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. To stop waiting is to live this truth. It is to act with integrity when no one watches, to honor your principles when no one applauds, to cultivate patience, resilience, and discipline as companions, not burdens. Every choice you make, every step you take, becomes a reflection of the inner strength you have nurtured, the self-respect you have claimed, and the courage you have practiced. The river of life continues to flow, unpredictable and untamed. There will be obstacles, there will be storms, yet you are no longer at the mercy of indecision, nor trapped in the paralysis of expectation. You navigate with the calm certainty of one who understands that hardship is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Seneca teaches that difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Your resilience is born in the deliberate refusal to wait, in the repeated acts of engagement, in the conscious choice to move forward, even when the outcome is unknown. This is the mastery of self, the freedom to act with wisdom, courage, and dignity. And in the quiet of this understanding, independence blooms. It is not isolation, but clarity. It is the realization that your value is inherent, that your worth is not granted by circumstance, and that the universe cannot diminish the principles you live by. To stand alone is not to be lonely, it is to be anchored. It is to meet life fully, without reliance on the timing, the approval, or the actions of others. The Stoics walked this path, not because they sought isolation, but because they sought mastery over their own minds, and in doing so, they discovered a serenity that nothing external could disturb. If this video is creating an inner change within you, gently hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment "I will follow this in my life," and share this message with others who may need it. And now, breathe. Feel the calm settle over you like the soft light of dawn. The moment you stop waiting is the moment you step fully into life. It is not marked by fireworks or fanfare, but by quiet clarity, deliberate action, and unwavering presence. You are no longer a passive observer of your own story. You are the author, the navigator, the steady hand that moves with purpose, grace, and courage. Every choice, every act, every small decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, painted with integrity, resilience, and self-respect. Carry this truth with you. Waiting is not necessary. Life is not something that arrives in perfect timing. Life is now. The power to act, to move, to choose has always been within you. The rivers of your mind, the winds of your spirit, the currents of your courage, they have always been ready. Stop waiting, and you awaken to them. So go forward with calm, go forward with strength, go forward with patience and independence, knowing that the world is no longer a barrier, but a companion in motion. You are steady, you are resilient, you are awake, and in this moment, here, now, you have begun to live fully, deliberately, and beautifully. Breathe once more, feel it settle. You are grounded, you are clear, you are free, and everything has shifted.